Story 1. 13. 3K. R. Malicious Compliance. Posted by You, Good Neighbor 123. 16 hours ago. Never touch your truck again. You got it, neighbor. MOC. I posted this on the AITA sub, but many people were saying it is MC and to post it here too. I, 59M, live in a major city in Ontario, Canada. I live in a small subdivision and have 5 neighbors total on my street. For the past few years during the winter when we're getting a lot of snow or a bad storms. As I'm leaving for my overnight shift at around 8 to 9 p.m. I'll put my wife's windshield wipers up on her car and do a quick walk around to my other 5 neighbors and put their windshield wipers up on their cars, obviously not if they're outside or something. But if it looks like they're in for the night. Many of them forget to do this, as many of them have children and it typically slips their mind. And their wipers will be frozen to their car in the morning. It's just something nice I like to do to look out for my neighbors. They're all always grateful of this and thank me for it. Many of them started doing it too, and there will be nights where I'll forget to put mine and my wife's up. And in the morning one of the neighbors has done it for us. Anyway, recently one of our neighbors moved and a new family moved in as of last week. It's a young couple and their 2 young children. The other night I was leaving for my overnight shift at around 9 p.m. It was snowing really heavy and we were supposed to be getting almost 30 centimeters of snow and it was freezing out. So I put my wife's wipers up and do my usual quick walk around to the other neighbors. I was hesitant when I reached my new neighbor's house, as I've only introduced myself once, but did it anyway. As I was putting the second wiper up on their pickup truck, the husband came charging out of his front door yelling, "Hey, what the FCK are you doing to my truck?" I tried to explain to him I was just putting his wipers up to help him. He continued to scream at me to get the hell off my property and don't touch my shit again. The wife then came out and started yelling at me too. I apologized and started walking away. Some of my other neighbors heard the commotion and came outside to see what was happening. They tried explaining to him too that it's just something we do. Both of them wasn't having it. Fast forward to this morning. I'm arriving home from my overnight shift and as I'm walking in I see the wife of this couple struggling outside to break the ice off the windshield wipers of the truck. Guess she was trying to take her kids to school and the wipers were frozen solid on the car. She sees me and yells over, "Hey there. Do you mind giving me a hand please?" I look over to her and yell back, "No sorry. Thought I was to never touch your shit again, mom," and walked back inside. She yelled back at me, "Wow. Told my wife about this. She thinks I should have helped her because she was just trying to get her kids to school. I disagree as I was just following what they told me." 10K comments. Award. Share. Save. 427 people here. If you're enjoying this video, like, comment, subscribe, and turn notifications on. Story 2. $2. 1K. R. Malicious Compliance. Posted by You, RH Age of Empires. 9 hours ago. Why don't I put up a fence if I don't want your kid climbing in my trees? Done. Sock. Not myself. But my aunt has some new neighbors renting the house next to her owned property. These guys have a toddler and a slightly older child and dog that they love to leave outside unattended. Absolutely priceless when child services showed up and the 2-year-old was alone in the front yard. The bigger kid had started coming into her yard and climbing one of her trees. And she asked him to keep their kid out of her yard and trees kindly as she doesn't want a lawsuit if the kid falls and breaks a leg on her property. Guy says, if it's such a big deal, why don't you just put up a fence? She cut down the tree the kid was climbing and a few others and stacked all the limbs into a 6-foot wall of natural fence. Guy was pissed. Asked her why she had to be such a btch about it. Sorry. Thought we were taking your advice LMAO. Edit. To everyone really concerned about the trees. She was already planning to get rid of them due to rot and proximity to the house. The fence idea just came up after this guy decided to be a jerk about keeping his kid out of her yard. She was just going to have the wood hauled off until that conversation struck the fence idea. 174 comments. Award. Share. Save. 161 people here. If you're enjoying this video, like, comment, subscribe, and turn notifications on. Story 3. $7. 3K. Malicious Compliance. Posted by you, Inpatient Comment 9072. 20 hours ago. Nothing you can do about stolen food. Okay. MOC. Mandatory English is not my first language. I saw a story of stolen food at work and reminded me of one of my husband's stories, so I decided to share it. Over 15 years ago, my husband was a nurse technician at a private hospital in a small town in Brazil. At the hospital, there was a constant problem of food being stolen from the employees' fridge. There were constant complaints, but the administration would just ignore them. One day my husband brought a pot of cream cheese, requeijão, worth 2 reais, about 50 cents, put it in the fridge, and when his break came he saw it missing. He went to HR to report the theft, and they told him that since it was not hospital property, there was nothing they could do. My husband just said, "Is that so?" Turn around and left. He went to the phone and called the cops asking them to come because there was a theft. He didn't tell them what was stolen. Now, private hospitals in Brazil have a big thing about image. So when 2 cop cars arrived at the front of the hospital, everyone, from patients, employees, HR, and even the top administration, came to see what was going on. One of the cops that arrived ended being one of my husband's uncles, so he just went straight to ask him what happened. My husband, with the most serious expression, just told him, loud enough for everyone to hear, that he wanted to make an official report that someone stole his 50-cent pot of cream cheese. There was a general silence before his uncle asked, "Are you serious? If I knew this was about a 50-cent pot of cheese, we would not have come, and would have told you to go to the station to make the report if you wanted." My husband just answered with a smile, "I know. That is why I did not say what was stolen, and now you have to make the report." Which he did. Obviously the police wouldn't do anything about it. But because of the whole circus that my husband created, the next week the hospital installed a camera right in front of the employee's fridge, and the food theft finally stopped. 941 comments. Award. Share. Save. 119 people here. If you're enjoying this video, like, comment, subscribe, and turn notifications on. Story 4. $505. Malicious Compliance. Posted by you, Pistol Whip. 7 hours ago. Get the fuck off your property. That's a splendid idea. MOC. Several years ago I worked as a tool guy. For those who don't know, mechanics buy all their own tools. Shops provide very little. They're also incredibly busy people, so I'd drive shop to shop with a big truck full of tools to sell, fix, order tools, and help find solutions to things they were coming across. Plenty of mechanics spend as much on tools as students spend on college. This was a difficult job as my customers were a very rough bunch. You had to have thick skin to do this job, and those that didn't wouldn't last long at all. I was running one of the most established routes in the area, to the point where mechanics from other territories would travel to me due to my knowledge, reliability, and inventory. I was well known in the local automotive community, and I pampered my customers. The issue with pampering your customers is that some of them grow used to it and don't realize how good they have it. Most everyone was a delinquent at some point in their life, but they would often mature enough to be tolerable as they get older. Not all of them though. One guy the first saw had an unbelievable temper, had regularly talked down to me, demand everything from me, zero tolerance, and would even complain about the free candy he'd have on the truck for everyone. One day I showed up and he asked, "Hey, do you remember that time I told you my jump pack was acting up?" "I don't." "Sorry. What's wrong with it?" "Well, fuck me sideways." He did not like the fact I didn't remember a conversation from 4 months ago. He flipped. He started bitching and going on a tirade. I don't remember what he said, but only half was in English, so you know he was pissed. He ended up throwing a ratchet, part #SHLF80A, at me and yelled, "Just fucking fix my shit, then get the fuck off my property." Finally, an out. I picked up his ratchet and rebuilt it. Made a repair order for his jump pack. Left everything nice and neat on his unbelievably messy toolbox. And never stepped foot on his property again. My boss asked me why and I told him. He never argued with me about it. I worked 12 to 14-hour days. I wasn't going to put up with that shit and he agreed with me. From then on he had to go way out of his way to get everything he needed, and it was likely a lot. He even moved his shop to a different area, where a less reliable tool guy was. I heard a rumor that he wanted to apologize to me so he'd come back, but he never had the stones to do it. 57 comments. Award. Share. Save. 115 people here. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and turn notifications on.